Hi, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. Start off by introducing yourself.
Hi, my name is Conrad Hendriksen. I've been wrestling for 12 years, and I'm a two-time state champion.
Hi, my name is Berumen. I wrestled for 2 years. I'm a junior, and I placed fourth.
Hi, my name is Mason King. I've been wrestling for 8 years, and I'm a two-time state champion as well.
Hi, my name is Morin. I've been wrestling for 4 years, and this year I placed sixth at state.
And we're
senior.
seniors, and the rest, these two are juniors.
I'm a junior.
Sorry, we
Okay, cool.
This guy.
And I'm the coach.
Awesome. What has been your favorite wrestling memory so far?
Most memorable, I don't know. I probably would say as a wrestler, as an athlete competing, the most memorable moment was probably when I broke a kid's arm right over my arm, because I remember the feeling of the arm breaking around my arm. So that was kind of like something.
That's intense.
That hit me, yeah. As a coach, it was probably last year when these two won their first state title.
That's
That was a pretty big moment for me. So
I would have to say mine was Greco at Fargo. I lost in the blood rounds of freestyle, and my coaches and everybody pushed me to get back down to 94, and I came back and took fifth in Greco, and that was a pretty cool opportunity for me, and had a lot of fun doing it.
That's amazing.
Mine is probably my sophomore year at state. It's kind of when I knew I needed to do something else. I placed the same thing as I did the year before. I didn't change anything that year, so that kind of hit me hardest, and that kind of what motivated me to start working hard, and that's why I have the results that I do now.
Great.
Mine was qualifying for state my junior year. That was a big goal of mine, and it meant a lot to achieve it.
What was going through your head whenever you realized that you guys had placed?
Well, I think I'm speaking for Mason and I here both, because we talked about it before. My sophomore year and his junior year, when we were like waiting for the state finals, we were just, everything was going through our head. We were kind of nervous, and it was like our first rodeo, and we both got the job done. But this year it was like we were more veterans, and we knew what we needed to do, and we already put the work in, and it was awesome, and we had a lot of fun doing it.
To place, I was excited because it was a goal I had for like 2 years, a year. And yeah, I was just happy.
Yeah, Conrad's right on that one. So like last year, I was super nervous. Like I had a cough at the time, so I drank a whole bottle of cough syrup right before my match because I was that nervous. And then this year, like we were literally relaxing and just having a good time.
Yeah, it felt good to finally achieve like such a big goal I've always had.
Any big artists that you guys are listening to? Do you guys have like a go-to artist before a match?
I don't be listening to music before matches anymore. I lost the one time I did it, so
I'll say in the weight room in the morning, there's a lot of Yo Gotti on the playlist. Some 666 Mafia.
I listen to ASAP for like the exact same album every single time before I wrestle.
I listen to called Suicide Boys. It gets me in the zone. Is really what it is. I'm not really like depressed or anything. It just it just gets me in the zone in my head.
I don't listen to music. I just kind of like make it a more my mind thing. I kind of just hype myself up without music.
And I'm a Yo Gotti down in the DM guy.
When I was in high school, I listened to a lot of 666 Mafia to get me pumped up. You got an hour before the tournament and you're warming up. I would put some music on, but probably right before my match, I didn't have music playing.
Well, all of those are really awesome artists. Do you guys know what you guys are going to be studying once in college?
I plan to study some type of engineering. So the nice thing at the Air Force Academy is I don't have to clear my major until my junior year. I'm thinking about biochemical engineering right now because I'm really good at chemistry and biology. But I haven't decided that yet. They have a very interesting majors, especially at the Air Force Academy. So we'll see what happens. I don't really have a set plan yet.
I feel that.
I plan on majoring in business and maybe marketing.
Cool. So Mason, you've once ate 28 eggs in one sitting. How was that?
Oh yeah, my stomach wasn't the same after that. I mean, I ate 12 eggs every morning to help with like get my protein in it and stuff. But after that, I really didn't like function the same for the rest of the day. I was pretty miserable the whole day. I was hungry.
Coach, so you enjoy fishing. What is your fishing ritual?
First, I head on down Highway 78 until I see Leroy's bait and tackle shop. I get me some minnows, and then I drive over to Livonia Park. And what you got to do is you got to park back there and walk down the railroad tracks until you get to the trestle. And then I'll sit on the rocks all night long catching crappie.
Dang, you're going all in for it.
That's right. I mean, you kind of got to, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of like I tell these kids, like, if you're going to do something, you better do it with your best effort, you know. You just can't sandbag things. Not even fishing. Just doesn't work.
For sure. How do you feel that coaching wrestling has impacted you as a person?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's for sure. Patience. One thing I had to learn, you know, when I was a younger coach in the game, I was really hot-headed with the referees. I've really cooled it down lately these days.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. For your athletes, if you guys could have one day to train with any wrestler out there, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
I would probably have to go with Nick Suriano, just because I want to feel what his clubs feel like, and I think it'd be pretty fun to scrap with that guy. I mean, we're both wrestle the same way, high pace, just try to beat up the other dude, and not saying I'd come on top, but I think we'd be exchanging a couple clubs, that's for sure.
I would pick Dave Schultz. From what I've seen, he wrestles very fluidly, and I'd like to learn to wrestle like that.
I'd probably pick Spencer Lee. The reason why is because he's really technical in every spot you kind of put him in. Very outstanding wrestler and has very good head on him, so that'd be something very well to learn from him.
Probably go Austin DeSanto because I like how fast-paced and aggressive of a wrestler he is.
And I would choose Sergey Beloglazov because he's a machine.
What would you guys like to see wrestling develop or happen in wrestling in the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, as far as for me, I guess what I'd like to see is just publicizing it a little bit more. I think as of more recently, we've seen more wrestling on TV. You know, Iowa, they do their duels outside in the stadium, and it markets it very well, you know. So I think more than anything, I'd like to see it marketed really well to where we can grow the sport and give it the attention that it deserves.
What I'd like to see is maybe some different rules come in to make the sport more offensive for guys that don't like to be as offensive. Like maybe put the push out rule like they have in freestyle and folk style to make people wrestle in the center of the mat and just not wrestle on the edge. So I think if they could put some of those rules in there to make people more offensive, maybe more people will tune in and there'd be more cooler matches and stuff.
Yeah.
I like to go with what my coach said. I'd like there to except I'd like to do more of like a wrestling league, like not WWE, like, you know, like after college, I'd like there to be wrestling that's not like Olympic style type stuff. Yeah, professional.
For me, especially down here in Texas, I want to see a Division I school have a wrestling program. I know it's not a huge sport in Texas right now, but it has been growing, and it's growing very quickly. So I think Division I school down here in Texas would be a key to growing it here in Texas. And then another thing, like what Nick kind of said, is like during quarantine, like Flow, which you're probably aware of, they had wrestling every weekend. Like it was always different matchups with different people, and I feel like that really helped to grow the sport a lot, as a lot of people were watching it, and it was like UFC fights but for wrestling.
Yeah, I like what Nick had to say, like a wrestling league for after college where they could get paid and stuff to compete and help market the sport better.
Yeah, that would definitely be really awesome to see. We're hoping for that too. Do you guys have any heroes? Anybody out there that inspires you, motivates you, that you look up to?
Yeah. I would say for me growing up, it was John Smith, Kenny Monday as well. Both of those guys, they did what it took to win a couple Olympic titles. You know, they kind of set the mark for greatness here. And Just I've talked to both of them, and just in conversation, you can kind of see why. Both of them have a personality that stand out, and really, I mean, it really shows you they set the example by being the model of success, you know. So
Yeah.
I would probably say my father and my coaches that I work with now, and then Kendall Cross, because I always liked the way how he took wrestling. He was always wrestling the best guys, and he would beat them at what he's good at. And he was always super technical, and he found out a way to get the job done. So I always liked watching Kendall.
Mine would be both Spencer Lee and Dave Schultz, because I like their attitudes towards things. They're really happy people. They really take it to them, you know, they're all their opponent.
For me, I think it'd be either my grandfather or my dad. Both of them are very hard workers. They're not wrestlers themselves, but they're just a good example of what men are like, and they're both hard workers. And I feel they really taught me how to become a man and what it means to be a real man.
I don't really look up to anyone like that, but Coach Kitchen inspires me a lot to always be better and work hard to be.
Well, thank you so much, you guys, for taking the time out of your day to do this this interview. We really appreciate it. Do you guys want to say your name one more time before we close out, just so that people know who is who?
Coach Kitchen,
Conrad Hendriksen,
Nicholas Berumen,
Mason Dean,
Connor Morin.
Creekview High School.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, you guys. I hope you guys have a good one.
Thank you.
Have a nice
Have
day.
a good day.